Very happy to be here. My name is Jenny Engström. I am working at Sweden's innovation agency Vinnova, and I work with this mission-oriented innovation and systems innovation mainly. So I will talk to you about and tell you a bit about Impact Innovation, Sweden's mission-oriented innovation initiative that will take us into the 2030s. So this all started as a government assignment back in 2021. And we were three different state agencies that were given the assignment to initiate Sweden's next generation of strategic innovation programs. So these three agencies were given the assignment that together work with this and make sure that this got started. The three agencies is Sweden's energy agency, and it's Formas, which is a research council for sustainability, and then it's Vinnova, Sweden's innovation agency. All three agencies fund different research and innovation programs. So together we were going to form the next generation of strategic innovation programs. The government said that this has to be focused on accelerating the transition towards sustainability for global competitiveness and societal benefits for Sweden. So with that as a background, we formed the main goals for these mission programs, that they should contribute to production, consumption, and value chains within planetary boundaries, attractive and well-functioning communities, good and equal health. So that was the overall goals for the next generation innovation programs. So after receiving the assignment, then came a next phase during 2022 and 2023, when we were having a call to different actors to get together in an ecosystem-driven mission program manner, get together, decide on a common mission, and also form a program office to drive the mission program. So during 2022 and 2023, there were different preparation and formation calls, and different actors from different sectors discussed what and how can we contribute to these three overarching goals. And then they could formulate a mission going to one of the three overarching goals or just one. And after 2022 and 2023, in March of 2024, after having an evaluation process and with international evaluators, very thorough evaluations, 5 programs were given the possibility to start their work with missions. And these 5 programs, they are Swedish metals and minerals, and they work with a focus to ensure sustainable and resilient metal and mineral supplies. And in their program office, those who are managing and governing the mission, there are representatives from industry and academia. Then we have a net zero industry that focuses on net zero emissions in Sweden's manufacturing sector. And in their program office, they also have industry and academia represented. Shift Sweden focuses on accessible and circular living environments, among other things, mobility questions. And in their program office, they have got public sector representatives from state and regional level, academia, and also cross-sector network organizations. And then we have SustainGov, who is working with individual health and well-being through public sector reform. And in their program office, Of course, there is the public sector representatives from local level as well as regional level and state level, together with academia and cross-sector network organizations. And last but not least, we have waterwise societies who's working with equitable water access and effective water management. And in their program office, it's public sector representatives on local level and academia. And looking at the different program offices, you can see here that they are run and managed and governed by different amount of actors within the program office. So everything from Net Zero, who's got 2 actors, to Sustain Gov, who's got 15 actors involved in the program office for running the program. Trying to explain how all of this is put together. We have the program office, as that is what we are funding from the funders, from the 3 different state agencies. And the program offices, they work with different activities and interventions to spread the word and mobilize around their mission. So they are also responsible for doing foresight, planning, looking at systems mapping and everything. That is what they do in the program office. But they are supposed to work with the mobilization on a broad level so that the mission actually can be achieved. So in dialogue between the program office and the funders, there are dialogue around what kind of interventions and what kind of calls should be put out to the public to actually get the mission work going. So very tight working together between the program offices and the funders. And the different program offices, they have their own governance structure. So apart from the operational work that is done within the program office, they also have their own steering committee to support them in the work and to make sure that they are going in line with the mission. And also on the funders' side, we also have a governance structure to keep the work from the 3 different agencies together, and also making sure that we can stimulate the benefits of having 5 different programs and making sure that they can work also together and learn from each other. So big structure for getting this work done. This is supposed to become a 10-year program. That is the focus of each office, but we have a midterm evaluation as well to see if they should get funded for the next coming 5 years as well. But the main goal is for the programs to run over a 10-year period. Since this is mission-oriented work and system innovation work, and we know working with transformation processes is something that you really have to keep track of how things are going. We have decided in this program to have a formative approach to support the transformation process when it comes to monitoring and evaluate the programs. And just a short word about the difference between how we do the monitoring and evaluation now compared to earlier. If we are more in the traditional way where we have summative monitoring evaluation, then we wait until the program is done to do the evaluation, and then we just look at the results. What we really want to do during this program, since it is transformation we are looking for, is to have this continuously monitoring progress and making sure that we learn along the way, the programs learn, we learn along the way, and that the learnings actually could be included in the further development of the programs. So in order to stimulate this, then we have a few things that the program officers need to do. They have a theory of change, and that is supposed to be revised every 2nd year. Next time they will turn in their theory of change to the agencies is in 2027. So we make sure that the theory of change is revised and revisited on a continuous basis to stimulate the learning process. We also have something that we call impact innovation reports, and that the program offices produces every second year as well. And we are waiting for the first now to come and be published in March of 2026. These reports should, that's where the program offices will look at what have they been doing for the first year of the program. What are the results? What are the effects? How has the world changed? What will they do next? So that are things that will come in these reports. So we're really looking forward to see what is in there and what we can learn from that and what the program officers will learn from that. On the funders side, we will have this midterm evaluation on year 5. And we will, of course, at the end also have a summative analysis on the year 10. So that is how the overall monitoring evaluation is going on. But then the program offices have their own structure as well, of course. So mission-oriented ways of working, what is that really, and what have we talked about, what have we decided within impact innovation that mission-oriented ways of working at least is? And what do we then need to build capabilities and capacity around? So the building blocks for mission-oriented ways of working within impact innovation is based on this theory of change, where we describe, not we, but the program officers describe and identify the gaps and assumption of the path that they have to take from now going over to the mission state. So that is central to all of the work that is done within impact innovation. For working with missions is also very close to systems innovation, of course, as you know. And we are very firmly believing in having the quadruple helix perspective, making sure that all of the sectors are involved in one way or the other in the mission work in order to make the mission, in the mission program, in order to make this really be something that can succeed. We also focus on making sure that all of the system dimension is a part of the planning and the interventions and the activities that the program officers do. That is not focusing only on tech solutions, but also making sure that they look at the possibilities of business models, changing policy frameworks, the need of that, different infrastructure questions, whether it is about knowledge or if it is more of the physical infrastructure or the financing structures that are in that lies within the mission area. And also if there are changes needed in behavior or culture. So all of these system dimensions should be addressed as well. So this is the building blocks that we make sure that the different program officers actually use within their work when they design both activities and intervention. What I am responsible for, I'm the team leader for the Impact Innovation Accelerator, and that is the function within the agencies, from the agencies, to actually stimulate the capacity building and the capabilities within the program offices as well as within the agencies when it comes to mission-oriented work and systems innovation. So we have this special function and we work with 5 different parts, that we call Impact Campus, making sure that we have continuous learning within the mission area and the systems innovation, doing things like you are doing right now, having these networking and also knowledge sharing and experience sharing within the program. Impact work is designing and further develop different kinds of work within impact innovation that could be looking at how to design new interventions, for example. Impact outlook, stimulating foresight methods, impact dialogue, making sure that that we share information with one another and knowledge and experiences between the programs and also between the programs and the agencies. And impact growth, making sure that we have access to networks and international networks as well, and make sure that the programs can grow, and also that the missions are out there and also getting more attention, of course. So there's a lot of things going on and a lot of things that we are focusing on within these different areas when we are trying to make sure that all of the programs and the agencies have the capabilities and the capacities to do the work that we are needed to do in order to reach the missions. So a few of the key insights so far. Now we have been working for 2 years with impact innovation. So one insight is the need of a common ground. Working with mission-oriented ways of working and working with systems innovation is not something that has been going on for a very long time, and not everyone is familiar with all the different methods or the different terms, etc., working with systems innovation. So one of the things that we actually saw that we needed to do, and that we have been doing, is to put together a learning session, a self-study session that both the agency's personnel and the program officers and the programs and the projects are able to take part of, so that we get a common ground, mutual understanding, a language that we can use together in order to get further quicker. So we have the self-study session, an introduction to missions and systems innovation, for 4 hours. That explains key concepts with videos and pod clips and links to supplementary material, etc. So that is one of the things that we have done. And on top of that, we have also part 2, a workshop that both the agency's personnel working with impact innovation and the program officers have been going together, where they actually try out the different hands-on, using the methods and the models for a day to get a closer understanding of the dynamics of systems innovation. This has been very successful in building this common ground, and it has helped us, and it's also helping the program officers getting further faster. Another key insight is keeping directionality in constant focus. It's easy to lose track of the overall goal, the mission, when working with all the details, but helping the program officers and ourselves to really stick to the directionality, sticking to the logics of the mission, that is essential. So that is why the theory of change is so very important, and it's also very important to keep it relevant, because the world, as we have seen, is changing very fast, right? Both on a technology level, but also on a political level. So how can we make sure that the theory of change is relevant over a time period of 10 years? So they are very fundamental for planning effective mission interventions. And we also need to clarify and communicate the overarching theory of change constantly. And we also need to support in different ways how we can monitor progress. So this is also very important in how the different program officers formulate their theory of change, so that we can monitor just progress and tell the world about what has been going on and where we are now. and also to make sure that the portfolios are aligned with the mission's objectives, that the interventions are in line with the mission's objectives, of course. So in different ways, we try to, from the funders' side, try to stimulate that they revise and update their theory of change. And as I said, every second year they have to turn it into us. Of course, they should revisit it more often than that, but every second year they have to make a new, send in a new version to us regarding that. Very important theory of change. And the third key insight is the need of a life cycle approach within the programs. We have had OECD making a survey of the 5 programs and also of the overall Impact Innovation program. And together with them, we could see that there is really different life cycle phases, even within the mission program, of course. And that is very important that we don't set the governance structure, the steering and the control functions, setting that in stone. It's very important to see that we have different needs on how to govern and how to think and how to work within the different phases of a mission program. It's like an organization or a business. It evolves, but then we also have to have the functions and the structures to make this happen as well. So it is essential to reorganize governance structures for the different phases. And we think that we are now going over to the growth phase of impact innovation, and the programs also are going over to the growth phase. And it's important to then stop and think and look at what do we need to do now when we're in a different phase. It's also important to recognize that probably within the different phases, different actors will be important to have on board. And maybe some actors that were important in some phases are not so important in another phase. So how do we design a program and a program office and the governance structures that both can onboard new actors and exit others along the way? As you know, not so easy, but if you have a thought, if you think about it beforehand, maybe it's becoming easier. So to summarize what has happened within impact innovation during 2025, 1.4 billion Swedish crown has been invested. Half of those are coming from the funders and half is coming from the different actors that has engaged themselves. 22 different calls have been launched, and over 600 different actors has been engaged in 206 different initiatives, projects. So this is summarizing up 2025, and now we're adding on what's going on in 2026. So with that, thank you so much for listening, and I will be happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you so much, and good luck, everybody. Let's change the world.